welcome back to Smart Mouth Beauty. I'm Heather and this is my sister Holly, and today we're going to talk about hair color, but not just any color.
Yeah.
What kind of color?
I think we need to talk about hair color as we get older. Hair color as you age. What's appropriate, what might not be appropriate. And let's just discuss what we should be doing.
Okay, first of all, I am rocking 45. I just want to say, okay, I am rocking 45.
I take full credit for that though.
Okay, first of all, all right, that's another video. That's off camera. Okay, so what kind of things, you want to talk about my hair first and what we're doing to my hair?
Well, sure, but I think we should address generality. Generality? What is it? I want to talk about it in general, then we can come down and be specific about your hair, because I think it's important to address what we're doing to your hair and why, but not specifically you, but generally speaking, as you age, you've got so many things going on with your skin changing and your hair changing, maybe dealing with some gray hair. But these are some challenges that we're having to address with hair over 40 and dealing with aging. But I think it's really important to talk about that old wives' tale of you have to go lighter as you're aging. And I sort of think that...
Is that a wives' tale?
Haven't you always heard of that? Like, back in the day when you see like a little old lady who's like 80 years old and still has like black dyed hair.
Oh, yeah.
It's always like, oh, she shouldn't be wearing that. And it is true.
Well, because part of the problem is that most likely it's jet black.
Yes.
There's no, she did a box color.
Exactly.
And there ain't no hiding that.
Exactly.
And she did her eyebrows and, okay.
But I just think it looks harsh.
It does look harsh.
Because your skin is changing and everything like that. So the first reason that I like to go lighter on, women who are aging, I like to go a little bit lighter every, maybe 5 or so years. Just keep stepping it up a notch, because I think lighter hair, and it can still be in the brown family. I'm not talking about blonde. I'm still talking about in the brown family, but so that it's more flattering and soft for their skin tone.
And I just think it's important to say before we go any further that if you don't color your hair and you're in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and your hair has naturally gone gray or silver and it's beautiful, you do you. You rock that, and I admire it, and I think it's beautiful on certain people. It's my opinion. I started graying when I was 25, and I was not ready to go gray.
But here's the cool thing though, Mother Nature is actually making your hair lighter.
She is.
And so
she's been in a bad mood now since I'm like 20 years.
But to your point though, I think it's very flattering. Some gray on certain skin tones is extremely flattering, and it's a softer look. I think some little white pieces around the temples or framing your face can be very soft and flattering. Going back to actual hair color though, another good reason, maybe what we're doing with her, is that the more and more non-pigmented hairs that you have showing, when you try to go dark brown, there's more of that contrast between the non-pigmented hairs and the hair color.
And it becomes even more exasperated when you have thin, fine, straight hair as opposed to if you had coarse, curly hair.
True.
Right?
Ladies who have coarse, curly hair can
hide that a little bit better. Right.
That regrowth or that line of demarcation. So in Heather's case, we are bumping her a little gradually lighter so that you can go longer between hair services. So it's a little bit more camouflaged.
I think I am, if you go back and look at our videos from even a year ago, that my hair was much darker then. Now, my natural hair color is the color of my eyebrows. It's dark. It's pretty dark. And it always lightened in the summer when I was little. So I can go longer now between colors than I did a year ago.
Yes.
I can go longer now. Not a whole lot, but it's not as noticeable because my hair is so much lighter.
Exactly.
Right.
Which I just think is easier all the way around. I think it's a softer look. I would still put her in the brown family, don't you think? Or have you ever heard of that new term? It's called blonde.
I'm blonde.
I think we're both blonde. It's like a new term I'm seeing on Instagram.
What about blonde?
It's blonde. Really blonde.
Okay.
I think blonde.
I think blonde.
It's brown and blonde mixed together. So it's kind of in that middle of the road category.
But how do you know when to stop? Because it's like the lighter my hair gets, I tend to want it even lighter, and the next thing you know, I'm gonna look like Khloe Kardashian. Not that she's not rocking
gorgeous,
the blonde.
though.
She is. No, I mean, she's rocking the blonde.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
at what point do you? What is our plan for my hair?
I want to keep you in the blonde family, at least for a couple of years, just kind of living in that zone. We'll see what happens. What? Do you all like her blonde?
I mean, I
Or
think
blonde?
it's, but what happens? I mean, I guess the question is it sustainable? Because at what point, if I wanted to go gray, if I wanted to go all natural,
Super easy. I absolutely have transitioned several clients into a full gray, and you do want to go lighter with the hair that's existing, so that you can tone it to a paler color, kind of more of an ashier color, so that that line of demarcation can grow out. And as if you were to want to transition, as your natural hair color is growing out, we would, instead of doing an all over base color, we would highlight up inside of the gray.
Oh,
so your
okay.
gray will be coming down and your highlights will be going up, and then you'll have like a 50-50 of gray and highlight until we just tone it all gray and you're done. But you are not, go down
no,
fighting.
You're
not ready.
I'm not ready to do that.
But there is a reason
But I understand.
to naturally go lighter.
I can understand why people would, they want to do that and do that, and it looks great.
Yes.
I'm just not there yet. I'm a little too high maintenance for that, and
Although I have had this conversation recently with a client, she wanted to wait until she retired to do that kind of transition to her hair, and I say don't do that, because a lot of time, a large life change is no time to mess with your hair color.
well, but see, that happened to our mom though. Like our mom retired. She'd always colored her hair, and her hair was dark like mine, and she retired, and then got
go.
ovarian cancer.
Right.
And she went through chemo, and she lost her hair.
Well, that's
And
a different
then
opportunity.
It's a different opportunity, and I swore if anything like that ever were to happen to me and I had to have chemo and I lost my hair, I would let it grow it back in and I would not color it. Because her hair's really pretty color now.
It is, but if that hadn't have happened, when people go through a life change like a retirement, that's a significant life change.
Right.
And then they all of a sudden also look in the mirror and don't look the same. That's emotionally very
Right,
difficult.
I mean, it would be traumatic. Either way it is.
Exactly.
But
So you're dealing with many, many different things, and mom had a different journey with that. But a lot of times I encourage my clients, if they say to me, well, I'm going to stop coloring as soon as I retire, I'm just like, let's start transitioning a year before you retire, because that retirement can be very emotional and you don't know what to expect, and then all of a sudden you look in the mirror and you don't know who you are and you don't feel like yourself, and you don't have a purpose, and you don't, so it's all this very
wait,
emotional
I'm transitioning into retirement. You have no idea how much I want to retire. Like, you have no idea how much I want to retire. I would love it. It would be so great.
Well, then we'll
I
start
wanna retire.
transitioning you into like non-pigmented hairs.
Do you remember a few years ago, the Meredith Viale, is that her name? Viale? She used to be on some morning show.
Yes.
And she had tried to see how long she could go without color, but she didn't have it, she didn't have
have to
highlights.
transition.
And I mean, her root went from here to here easily. And she I think she had like a nervous breakdown and had to like have it colored.
See,
And that was, I think
if
it's
you
just
are
too
a
traumatic.
consistent colorer, if you come to the hair salon consistently, you still have to have a little something. Because I think people love coloring their hair. I love coloring my hair. I don't have non-pigmented hairs, so I color for the fun of it.
Okay,
And
you
it
also
just-
have no idea what your natural hair color is.
Sure I do.
No, you don't. Anyway, let me tell you something. That's for another day. Anyway, so do you color your hair? And if you do, are you over 40 and has your hairdresser lightened your hair, or are you staying with the same look, or are you hoping to transition into gray? We would love to know. We would love to have a conversation with you about it. comment down below and let us know what your thoughts are on color over 40. And we appreciate you being here. And thank you for subscribing. If you haven't already, please click subscribe below and share with your friends. And we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I have never had my picture made more in my life than in the last year. And I'm the firstborn. I mean, you've seen my baby book.
Your baby book is much
thicker. The word you're looking for is thicker.
Maybe dealing with some gray hair and
Real picnic, yo. Oh, I did it again. Okay.
We're gonna have to pause and come back in.